morning all. Welcome to the lecture of complex analysis. Yes, आवाज येते का माझा?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So in last lecture we have seen a geometrical interpretation, that is graphical representation of a real number system, and what are the complex number. Okay. That is the complex number system. Okay. Now, any complex number is represented by means of a variable z, and z is nothing but x plus iy, where x is nothing but the real part of complex number z, and y is nothing but the imaginary part of complex number z, and I is nothing but the imaginary unit. That is z. Z be any complex number, then it is of, yes.
जॉईन होता येत नव्हतं, झाले की आता जॉईन.
Okay. Okay. So if z is a complex number, then it is of the form x plus iy, whenever x and y are the real and imaginary parts respectively, and I is the imaginary unit. Now, any complex number can be expressed in the form of ordered pair. That is, if z equal to x plus iy is a complex number, then it is also written as a ordered pair xy, where x is nothing but the real part of z and y is nothing but the imaginary part of z. For example, if suppose we have to represent this ordered pair xy as in the form of graphical representation. For example, if suppose this will be your x-axis and this will be your y-axis, in which x is nothing but the real part and y is nothing but the imaginary part. Since y is a imaginary line and this will be a real axis, so somewhere here will be our ordered pair xy. So if z equal to x plus iy is any complex number, then we can represent it by a ordered pair x comma y. Okay. Now, in last lecture we have seen when two complex numbers z1 and z2 are equal, if z1 equal to x1 plus iy1 and z2 equal to x2 plus iy2, then these two complex numbers are equal if and only if its real part x1 and x2 are same and its imaginary parts y1 and y2 are same, then only z1 will be equal to z2, otherwise it is not possible. Okay. Now, as let z1 equal to x1 plus iy1 and z2 will be equal to x2 plus iy2 be any two complex number, then we know that z1 will be equal to z2 if and only if x1 is equal to x2 and y1 is equal to y2. Okay, but as z1 is a complex number, then we can write this z1 as ordered pair x1 y1 and z2 as ordered pair x2 y2. Okay, now, and we know that any two ordered pairs are equal, that is x1 y1 is equal to x2 y2, and we know that any two ordered pairs AB and CD are equal if and only if A is equal to C and B equal to D. As x1 y1 is equal to x2 y2, it means x1 is nothing but x2 and y1 is nothing but y2. Then only the corresponding complex number, that is ordered pairs, are same. This is for equality of two complex number, that is x1 y1 will be equal to x2 y2. If suppose we have to add the two ordered pairs, that is this one first one, second one. Now what plus x2 y2, what is the addition of two ordered pairs? How will you define? This x1 y1 means it is just a x1 plus iy1 and x2 y2 is nothing but ordered pair x2 y2 is nothing but the x2 plus iy2. And in last lecture we have seen how to add the two complex numbers, that is x1 plus iy1 plus x2 plus iy2. Just we have to add the real parts and imaginary parts. Okay, so here it is nothing but x1 plus x2 comma y1 plus y2. Since actually this can be written as x1 plus x2 plus I into y1 plus y2. Okay, so yeah, ordered pair x1 y1 plus ordered pair x2 y2 is nothing but x1 plus I y1 plus x2 plus I y2. Okay, now third one. What is the multiplication of two ordered pairs x2 y2? Again, it is of the form x1 plus I y1 into x2 plus I y2. And in last lecture we have seen what is a into a plus ib into c plus id, and from that one
काही जणांना जॉईन होता येत नाहीये.
जॉईन करायला सांगा. Okay, so this one is nothing but x1 x2 minus y1 y2 comma x1 y2 plus y1 x2, which is from just the multiplication of two complex numbers, that is x1 plus I y1 into x2 plus I y2. We will get x1 x2 minus y1 y2 plus I into x1 y2 plus y1 y1 x2. But any complex number can be represented in the form of ordered pair. Therefore, this one is nothing but this ordered pair. Okay, now suppose fourth one. If suppose we have multiplied by m to a complex number that is ordered pair x1 y1, then it is nothing but, for example, m into x1 plus I y1 is nothing but m x1 plus I into m y1, and which is can be written as m x1 comma m y1. So from that one, m x1 m into ordered pair x1 y1 is nothing but m x1 m y1, where m x1 is the real part of complex number, m x1 plus I into m y1, and m y1 is the imaginary part. Okay, now let capital S be the set of complex numbers and z1 z2 z3 belongs to this S. z1 comma z2 comma z3 belongs to yes. Okay, now we have to see some properties. If suppose z1 and z2 are any two members of S, whether z1 plus z2 is again a member of S.
Yes, sir.
Since addition of two complex number is again a complex number, and as z1 yes be the set of all the complex numbers, then as z1 and z2 are members of S, then its sum must be belongs to yes. Therefore, z1 plus z2 is belonging to yes. And what about multiplication of two complex number? It is again a complex number from this one, x1 y1 ordered pair x1 y1 into ordered pair x2 y2, which is again a complex number. Therefore, z1 into z2 is again belongs to yes, and which is nothing but our closure property. Closure law. Since addition of two complex number is again a complex number and multiplication of two complex number is again a complex number, whether z1 plus z2 is always equal to z2 plus z1.
Yes, sir.
So,
Okay, so z1 plus z2 is always equal to z2 plus z1 whenever z1 z2 belonging to yes, and which is nothing but the commutative law with respect to addition. Okay, now third one. As it is closed under the addition, then it is obviously closed under associative property also, that is z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 is nothing but the Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3. Okay, so this one will be associative law with respect to addition. Now, whether multiplication of Z1 into Z2 is always equal to Z2 into Z1.
Yes, sir.
Okay, since as set of complex number forms a abelian group with respect to non-zero complex numbers, then it must hold the commutative law also. Okay, so Z1 into Z2 is nothing but Z2 into Z1, which is the commutative property with respect to multiplication. Commutative with respect to multiplication. As it is closed under multiplication and it also holds the commutative property, then it also holds the associative law. Z1 into Z2 into Z3 is nothing but Z1 into Z2 into Z3, and which is the associative law with respect to multiplication. Okay, now the sixth one. Now, whether set S of complex number holds the distributive law, that is Z1 into Z2 plus Z3 is nothing but Z1 into Z2 plus Z1 into Z3.
Yes, sir.
Z1 into Z2 plus Z3 is nothing but Z1 into Z2 plus Z1 into Z3. That is the distributive law. Okay. Now, what is the additive identity with respect? What is the additive identity for the complex number?
0.
And multiplicative identity for the complex number. Whether inverse of every non-zero complex number is possible. Set of non-zero complex number with respect to multiplication group form करता का? ग्रुप शिकले ना?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, नॉन-झिरो कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबरचा सेट हा विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू मल्टिप्लिकेशन ग्रुप फॉर्म करतो का?
No, sir.
का? ग्रुप फॉर्म करत नाही तर का करत नाही? ग्रुप म्हणजे काय असतो? कोणते चार प्रॉपर्टी?
Closure, associative, identity, inverse.
क्लोजर, असोसिएटिव्ह, ऍडिटिव्ह, मल्टिप्लिकेटिव्ह आयडेंटिटी आणखी मल्टिप्लिकेटिव्ह इनव्हर्स. हे चार प्रॉपर्टीज होल्ड झाले तर मी करस्पॉन्डिंग जो काही सेट आहे त्याला काय म्हणणार आहे? ग्रुप म्हणणार आहे. सो सेट काय माझा? सेट ऑफ कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर सी घेतला. क्लोजर आहे हा विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू मल्टिप्लिकेशन ऑफ टू कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर इज अगेन अ कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर. म्हणजे हा क्लोजर आहे का?
Yes, sir.
क्लोजर प्रॉपर्टी होल्ड करतो. असोसिएटिव्ह,
Yes, sir.
असोसिएटिव्ह करतो. व्हॉट अबाउट मल्टिप्लिकेटिव्ह आयडेंटिटी? मल्टिप्लिकेटिव्ह आयडेंटिटी आहे का सेट ऑफ कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर मध्ये?
Yes, sir.
कोणताही नॉन झिरो कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर घेतला तर त्याचा इनव्हर्स पॉसिबल आहे ना त्याच्यात? काही का असे ना एक्स प्लस आय वाय. हा जर नॉन झिरो असेल तर 1/x प्लस आय वाय मिळेल ना तुम्हाला?
Yes.
मिळेल का? म्हणजे मल्टिप्लिकेटिव्ह आयडेंटिटी आहे. What about multiplicative inverse? हा माझा multiplicative inverse. Okay, sorry, multiplicative identity ला 1 into any complex number is nothing but that complex number. Therefore, 1 is nothing but the multiplicative identity, and this one is nothing but the inverse property. That is x plus iy is any non-zero complex number. Then 1 upon x plus iy is its inverse. Therefore, as it holds all the properties, then it forms a group with respect to multiplication. फॉर्म होतो ना?
Yes, sir.
ओके. जर हा ग्रुप जर असेल तर ऑब्विसली याच्याकडे माझ्या मल्टिप्लिकेटिव्ह आयडेंटिटी असेल. मग काय याची मल्टिप्लिकेटिव्ह आयडेंटिटी 1 आहे. सो if z1 is any complex number, then z1 plus 0 is equal to 0 plus z1, and which is equal to z1, and z1 into 1 equal to 1 into z1 is equal to z1, which implies 0 and 1 are the additive and multiplicative identities. Respectively. Okay, now the next one. As it forms a group with respect to both the operation addition and multiplication, then inverse must be possible. Therefore, if z1 is any complex number, then there exists one z in set of complex numbers such that z plus z1 will be equal to 0. And also for any non-zero z1, there exists one z belonging to set of complex numbers such that 1 by z into that z1 is nothing but 1. Therefore, multiplicative inverse and identity inverse of every complex number will be possible. Okay, so for any complex number, if z1 is belonging to s, then there exists a z belonging to s such that z plus z1 plus z equal to z plus z1 equal to 0, which implies z is additive inverse of z1. Additive inverse of z1. And ninth one, if z1 is belonging to s, then there is z1 which is non-zero and which belongs to s, then there exists a point z which is belonging to s, z belongs to s such that z1 into z equal to z into z1 equal to 1, which implies this z is multiplicative inverse of z1. Okay, so set of complex number holds all these 9 properties. Okay, now what is a field? What is field?
Commutative ring with unity.
Commutative ring with unity. त्याचा प्रत्येक इंटिग्रल डोमेन हा फिल्ड होईल.
No, sir.
With
Multiplicative inverse exists.
Every
Exists.
non-zero element has a multiplicative inverse. A commutative ring with unity, and it holds this one property, that is every non-zero element has a multiplicative inverse, then the corresponding set will be field. Now, whether the set S of complex number is a field, it is commutative with respect to multiplication.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is so first property will be what? Second one is nothing but the unity. Here one is belonging to yes such that 1 into z1 equal to z1 into 1 equal to z1. Therefore, it is a commutative ring with unity. Whether every non-zero element belonging to yes has a multiplicative inverse.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, which implies the set yes of complex complex number is a set. Oh. कुणाल काही डाऊट इथपर्यंत?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Now let us see the graphical representation of complex number. Okay. Now let z equal to x plus iy be a complex number. Now, as z equal to x plus iy is any complex number, then we can write this complex number as a ordered pair x1. Now, suppose this will be our y-axis, this is our x-axis. Okay. Now, let us take this ordered pair xy as a point P. Suppose here somewhere is our point P, having coordinates are x and y. This will be our origin. Now, what is this distance that is from x-axis to this P?
Y.
Which is a small y, and this one is nothing but our small x. Since this will be a point P which is having coordinates are x and y, so this will be a graphical representation of any complex number, whatever it will be. Okay, so here we have taken in general z equal to x plus iy be any complex number. Okay, now this x-axis is called the real axis and y is nothing but the imaginary axis. Okay, so this will be a graphical representation of any complex number. If we want to take one example, let me. This will be one. Okay. Now suppose z1 is equal to some 1 plus 3i, z2 is equal to 2 minus I, z3 is equal to minus of 3 plus 2i, and z4 equal to minus 1 minus 3. Okay, now we have to represent these points z1, z2, z3 and z4. Okay, now this will be actually nothing but it is an ordered pair 1 comma 3. This will be nothing but ordered pair 2 comma minus 1. This one is nothing but minus 3 comma 2, and this one is nothing but minus 1 comma minus 1 and 1 3. Take this one as some point P, this will be some Q, this will be R, and this will be S. So ordered pair 1 3. This will be 1 and this will be 3. So here is our first point P. Okay, that is 1 comma 3. Second one is nothing but 2 minus 1. Just we have to take 2 from x-axis and minus 1 from imaginary axis. So 2 and minus 1. Here is our Q. 2 comma minus 1. Third one is nothing but minus 3 2. From x-axis we have to take minus 3 and from imaginary axis we have to take 2. So here somewhere is our R, which is nothing but minus 3 comma 2, and last one is nothing but minus 1 comma minus 1. So here somewhere is our yes minus 1 comma minus 1. So we can represent any complex number in this form. Okay. Now this will be a two-dimensional space, and this one is called as a Z plane, complex plane, or Argand plane. Complex plane. Okay. Now, if suppose we have to find out the distance between any two complex numbers, for real it will be easier. It will be easier since if a and b are any two complex, real numbers, then the distance between these 2 points is nothing but the modulus of a minus b. Okay. Now, let Z1 and Z2 be any two complex number. Let Z1 and Z2 be any two complex numbers. Okay. Now, then the distance between Z1 and Z2 is nothing but modulus of Z1 minus Z2. That is, modulus of Z1 minus Z2 is nothing but under root of x1 minus x2 square plus y1 minus y2 square. If we solve the modulus of Z1 minus Z2, that is x1 plus iy1 minus x2 plus iy2. After solving this, we will get this one, that is under root of x1 minus x2 square plus y1 minus y2 square, and that is the distance between the corresponding two complex numbers Z1 and Z2. Okay. Now, polar form of complex number. Okay. Now, let Z equal to x plus iy be a complex number. Then b be a point which is nothing but x1. Okay. Let us draw its diagram. Suppose this is a point P. Suppose here is point P having coordinates are x and y. This is nothing but distance y. This one is nothing but x, and let us take this distance as a something r. Okay. So this will be a geometrical representation of our given complex number z equal to x plus iy. Okay. Now let us take this angle as some theta. Now, what is sin theta? Sin theta is nothing
Y upon R.
Y by R.
y by r. That is opposite side divided by
Hypotenuse.
hypotenuse. And cos theta is nothing but
X upon R.
x upon r, which is nothing but adjacent divided by hypotenuse. Okay. Now, from this one, x is nothing but r cos theta, and y is nothing but r sin theta. Okay. Now, We know that r square is nothing but s square plus y square. Which is from
Yes, sir.
which rule? कोणत्या rule नुसार?
Pythagoras.
Yes, r square is nothing but x square plus y square, which implies r is nothing but under root of x square plus y square. But under root of x square plus y square is nothing but modulus of x plus iy, that is modulus of j. Therefore r is nothing but modulus of j. Now as z equal to x plus iy, as z equal to x plus iy, x is nothing but r cos theta plus I into y is nothing but r sin theta. Take r common, which is nothing but r into cos theta plus I sin theta. What is cos theta plus I sin theta?
E raised to I theta.
E to the power I into theta. Therefore z is in the form of r into e to the power I theta, where r is nothing but r is modulus of z. Okay, and theta is nothing but theta is amplitude or argument of z, where theta is nothing but tan inverse of y by x. Okay, so this will be a polar form of our given complex number. As r is equal to modulus of under root of x square plus y square, therefore this r represents the distance from origin to that point, xy, origin to that point. Okay, since if z equal to x plus iy be any complex number, then p equal to order pair xy be any point in the complex plane, and as r equal to under root of x square plus y square, then it is a distance from the origin to that point. That is actually it is the of the form x minus 0 square plus y minus 0 square. Okay, so second complex number is nothing but the origin point. Okay, so this will be a polar form of our complex number. Now, what is the analytic function? What is an analytic function? आठवत नाही का? एनालिटिक फंक्शनच्या अगोदर ऐकले का तुम्ही?
Yes, sir. Exact definition नाही आठवत, sir.
एक्झॅक्ट नाही, कसंही सांगा, जे तुम्हाला समजलं ते सांगा. एखादा फंक्शन एनालिटिक कधी म्हणतो? डिवाइड ऑफ कॉची रेमान
Derivative exists at each and every point.
डेरिव्हेटिव्ह एक्झिस्ट ईच अँड एव्हरी पॉइंट. प्रत्येक पॉइंटला गरजेचं नाही ना, कारण एखादा सिंग्युलर पॉइंट मला मिळू शकतो एनालिटिक फंक्शन जरी असेल तो, त्यालाच तर रिमूव्हेबल सिंग्युलॅरिटी म्हणतो आपण. function f is said to be analytic at a point some z naught if it is differentiable at z naught. It is not only differentiable at z naught but it also differentiable in
Neighborhood.
some neighborhood of z naught. फक्त एका पॉइंटलाच डिफरन्शिएबल नाही पाहिजे तर त्याच्या नेबरहुड मध्येही तो डिफरन्शिएबल पाहिजे. गरजेचं नाहीये की प्रत्येक नेबरहुडच्या प्रत्येक पॉइंट मध्ये तो डिफरन्शिएबल पाहिजे. ओके, फक्त त्याच्या नेबरहुड मध्ये तो डिफरन्शिएबल पाहिजे. ओके, कारण तुम्हाला रिमूव्हेबल सिंग्युलॅरिटी मिळेल. रिमूव्हेबल सिंग्युलॅरिटी हे ऑलवेज अनालिटिक फंक्शन होतं. ओके, तो गरजेचं नाहीये की ते त्याच्या प्रत्येक नेबरहुडच्या प्रत्येक पॉइंट मध्ये तो डिफरन्शिएबल असला पाहिजे. पण एखाद्या पॉइंटला जर तुम्ही अनालिटिक आहे का नाही चेक करत असेल तर त्या पॉइंटला सोडून त्याच्या नेबरहुड मधल्या पॉइंटलाही जर तो अनालिटिक येत असेल तर आपण त्या करस्पॉन्डिंग फंक्शनला अनालिटिक फंक्शन म्हणतो. एखादं एक्झाम्पल अनालिटिक फंक्शनचं. ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक फंक्शन अनालिटिक फंक्शन आहे. साइन z cos z tan z.
Yes, sir.
अनालिटिक साइन z.
No,
साइन
No,
z
sir.
ला कुठं काही प्रॉब्लेम आहे का? साइन z अनालिटिक नाही.
आहे सर.
येस, कोणत्या ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक फंक्शन घेतलं तर तो अनालिटिक फंक्शन. असा एखादा फंक्शन माहिती आहे का जो अनालिटिक नाही आहे? बरं, अनालिटिकच्या
Z bar.
येस, z bar is not an analytic function. CR equation, Cauchy-Riemann equation. It is a necessary condition.
Ux equal to Vy and Uy equal to minus
Vy
Vx.
equal to minus Vx. This will be a necessary condition for the analyticity of any function f. And what is the sufficient one? If CR equation exists and its first order partial derivatives are continuous, then it will be a sufficient condition. That is actually CR equation holds, and if its first order partial derivative, that is ux, uy, vx, vy, are continuous at that point, then the corresponding function, any polynomial, is always an analytic function. Z bar is not an analytic function. Since CR equation, there is one rule: if dou f upon dou z bar will be equal to 0, then only the corresponding function will be an analytic function. If we differentiate this f equal to z bar by z bar, then it is nothing but dou f upon dou z bar is equal to 1, and which is not equal to 0. Therefore, the corresponding function f equal to z bar is not analytic. Okay, so this will be an analyticity. Is a connected set.
Which can be represented as union of open intervals.
It can be
Represented as union of open intervals.
जर मग तसा येत असेल तर ते उलट डिस्कनेक्टेड झाले ना ओपन इंटरवलच्या वेळेमध्ये लिहिता येईल. दोन सेटच्या जर डिस्जॉइंट युनियन मध्ये जर मला लिहिता येत असेल तर ते कनेक्टेड कसं होतील? एखादा सेट कनेक्टेड आहे का नाही कसं सांगणार? ओपन इंटरवल 0 कनेक्टेड आहे का? ओपन इंटरवल 0 सेट तर आहे ना?
Yes, sir.
आहे ना सेट, ओपन सेट आहे परत. ओके, ओपन इंटरवल 0 हा सेट कनेक्टेड आहे का? रिअल लाईन वर कनेक्टेड
Yes,
सेट
sir.
कसं चेक करता हो? कोणताही इंटरवल जर घेतला रिअल लाईन वर तर तू ऑलवेज कनेक्टेड आहे. but singleton points are always connected. Okay, so 0 1 will be a connected. What about 0 1 union 2 3? Either this will be a connected set.
No, sir.
Huh? Typically 0 1 2 हा इथं आहे, हा इथं आहे, हा फक्त दोघांचं युनियन आहे. काय या दोघांच्या पॉइंट मध्ये काय रिलेशन आहे का? इथून इथपर्यंत काय कनेक्शन आहे का?
No, sir. No, sir.
This will be not a,
Yes.
this is not a connected set and this will be a connected. So any set yes is called connected if it cannot be expressed as disjoint union of two sets. जर एखाद्या सेटला दोन डिजॉइंट सेटच्या युनियन मध्ये जर लिहिता येत नसेल तर तो करस्पॉन्डिंग सेट हा कनेक्टेड असतो. आणखी जर त्याला लिहिता येत असेल, फॉर एक्झाम्पल माझ्याकडे सी हा सेट आहे, आणखी त्याला जर असं लिहिता येईल सी इक्वल टू ए युनियन बी and A intersection B is equal to phi, that is C is a disjoint union of two sets, then the corresponding set is not connected, that is disconnected, and which is also called as separated set or separated. Okay, आतापर्यंत तुम्हाला काही डाऊट?
No, sir.